Welcome to Notebook Nuggets.
Great to be diving in again.
Today, we're digging into Traction by Gabriel Weinberg and Justin Mayers. You're here because you want that, clear path to getting customers right.
Exactly. It's a perennial problem.
And this book, it really offers a solid roadmap. So our mission today is to pull out those key strategies, the nuggets, if you will.
Right.
So you can get moving without, feeling lost in all the options.
Mm-hmm.
We'll look at why marketing needs to be job one, how to find the best ways to reach people, and why focus is just so incredibly important early on.
Yeah. And what I find really striking right from the start is how Traction challenges that old idea. The build it and they will come thing.
Oh, definitely.
The authors basically say, look, the biggest reason businesses tank, it's not usually a bad product. It's because they just can't get customers.
That really flips the script for a lot of founders, I think.
It does. It makes you stop and think, where am I really putting my time and energy?
Absolutely. And they have this core recommendation. Split your time 50-50 right from the get-go.
Yeah.
50% building the thing, sure, but a full 50% figuring out how to get people to actually use it.
Which is a pretty big mental shift, like you said. Marketing isn't this thing you bolt on later.
It can't be.
It has to be integral. And, thinking about why that early marketing is so key, it's not just broadcasting.
No.
It's about feedback. It's creating this loop with your potential users. Even before everything's perfect. You start learning their actual problems, what they really want, and crucially, how they talk about it.
That language point is huge, isn't it?
It really is.
The book really hammers this home. Listen carefully in those early chats. What words are people using for the problem you solve? How do they react when you first explain your idea? Because that intel is gold for your later marketing messages.
Absolutely. You learn to speak their language, not just your own internal jargon. And that connects way better.
Way better. Okay, so if early marketing is vital, the next big hurdle is how? There are a million ways to market something.
Feels like it sometimes, yeah. You could easily just spin your wheels, try a bit of everything, and achieve nothing.
Totally scattered. Wasting time, wasting money.
Right. And that's where this bullseye framework they introduced becomes so useful. It's a structured process.
Okay, let's break that down. The bullseye framework. Step 1 is brainstorming.
Yeah. Step 1, brainstorm. And they mean really brainstorm. Cast a super wide net.
Every possible channel.
Every single one you could think of that might even remotely be relevant. The book lists 19 categories itself: online, offline, PR, weird stuff.
Unconventional PR, yeah.
The point isn't to judge yet. It's just get it all down, explore everything.
And I liked the exercise they suggest within that brainstorm.
Oh yeah, the what if exercise.
Yeah. For each channel on your big list, imagine you had to use it. It was your only option. How would you realistically make it work? It's
a great mental trick. It forces you to get creative, maybe see potential in places you'd normally dismiss straight away.
Okay, so you've done the wide brainstorm. You've got this massive list. What's step 2?
Step 2 is selection. Now you narrow it down.
Getting focused.
Exactly. You pick, say, the 3 to 5 channels from your big list that seem the most promising right now.
And what makes them promising at this stage?
Well, the book stresses speed and potential profitability, especially early on. Which channels look like they could get you some customers relatively quickly and maybe, just maybe, be profitable.
So it's not just a gut feeling. You're thinking about your audience. Where do they actually hang out?
Right. Where are they? What messages might catch their eye? And crucially, what can you realistically afford to try, both time and money-wise?
Makes sense. So brainstorm wide, select a few likely candidates. Then comes step 3.
Testing. And this is key. They emphasize doing it cheaply.
Right, not launching a massive campaign.
No. Small, targeted experiments. The goal isn't perfection or full optimization yet. It's just to dip your toe in.
See if the water's warm.
Kind of, yeah. Is there actually an audience there for you? Does this channel show any sign of life? Any potential to become profitable if you put more effort in later?
So running a tiny Facebook ad campaign to a niche audience.
Exactly. Or maybe sending some targeted cold emails or engaging in a specific online community. Low cost, low risk ways to get an initial read.
You're basically just trying to answer, are enough customers here? And could this channel eventually work cost effectively?
That's it. 2 fundamental questions answered without betting the farm.
Okay. Brainstorm, select, test. What's the final step? The bullseye itself.
Step 4, focus. Based on those initial test results, one channel will likely look more promising than the others.
The winner.
The current winner, yeah. And the advice is, go all in on that one.
Really? Just one?
Dedicate the vast majority of your marketing time, energy, and resources to mastering that single channel. Become an expert at it.
Wow. Okay. So instead of being mediocre at 5 things,
Be brilliant at one. That focus, they argue, gives you a massive advantage, especially when you're small.
and that directly tackles that problem of spreading yourself too thin we talked about earlier.
Absolutely. Concentrate your firepower where it's proven to have potential. Then later, once you feel like you're getting less bang for your buck on that channel.
Diminishing returns.
Right. Then, and only then, you might revisit the bullseye process to find your next best channel. But first, master one.
That's a really clear, actionable framework. I like that. Now, there's another related concept in traction, this idea of the critical path.
Yes, the critical path. Super important.
What's the gist of that?
It starts with identifying your main traction goal, like the one key metric that truly shows your business is moving forward.
So not just any metric, but the most important one.
The most important one right now. It could be monthly recurring revenue, could be number of active users, maybe customer acquisition rate, whatever signals real progress for your specific stage and goals.
Okay, so you define that North Star metric. Then what?
Then the critical path is just the most direct route to hitting that goal. It's about figuring out the sequence of actions that will get you there fastest.
And the key thing here sounds like avoiding distractions.
Fully. It's about ruthless elimination.
Yeah.
Cutting out anything that doesn't directly help you move that one key metric forward.
Ooh, ruthless. Like what kind of distractions?
Could be features you want to add to your product that are cool, but don't actually drive growth vanity features. Could be spending time on activities that feel productive, but don't impact that core goal. For a startup especially, staying on that critical path, that focus, it's survival.
So it's about stripping away the waste, basically. Any activity that isn't pushing you towards that specific traction goal you defined.
That's a great way to put it, cutting the waste. It might even mean putting off things that seem important later, like perfecting internal processes or, over-engineering things for the future.
Right. Get traction first, then optimize some of that other stuff.
Exactly. Achieve that critical goal first. It demands incredible discipline, extreme clarity about priorities.
It really sounds like it. It's a mindset of very, very intentional action.
It is, making sure every single thing you and your team does serves that primary objective.
Okay, so pulling this all together, traction really drives home that customer acquisition isn't just some task you get to later.
No, it's fundamental, core to the business.
It needs just as much brain power, just as much effort as building the actual product or service.
From day one. And the Bullseye framework gives you that methodical way to find where to put that effort.
Right, find your channel sweet spot.
And then the critical path idea forces you to stay laser focused on the metric that actually matters for growth.
It's really about smart experimentation followed by intense focus, rather than just, trying everything and hoping something sticks.
Precisely. Strategic testing, then focused execution.
Yeah.
So thinking about all this, what really jumps out to you listening right now?
Yeah, what's the insight that feels most relevant to what you're working on? Is it that 50-50 split, the bullseye steps, that idea of ruthless focus on a critical path?
Mulling that over, applying it to your own situation. That's where the real learning happens, I think.
Definitely. Traction is full of these practical tools, and we've really just skimmed the highlights today. Maybe exploring those 19 specific channels they detail could be a good next step if this resonates.
It'd be very valuable.
Well, thanks for diving deep with us into traction.